Alright, we are ready to start a new unit. It's going to be Unit 7. It's on 138 and 139. So 138 is Unit 7. 139 is Unit 7. I've got to actually erase. I use my tab. So take your tab, cut off certain piece, cut off the extra on it. We're going to glue it in on 139. Now, I actually made a mistake. So in a minute, when you see the video, if it's got the wrong page up at the top, just don't pay attention to that. I'm going to take out what I can, but I'd actually not done the other lesson, the one right before this, in the right order. So I've had to go back and redo some things, which means I got to erase the pages that it says on this tab really quick. Alright, so we're going to start surface area and volume. And surface area and volume, as you can see, there's actually 8 sections. 7? Yeah, 8. 8 sections in this one thing. We're going to do 8 sections in this one page, actually. That's going to be on 140 and 141. It is very possible, if you have a 70-sheet notebook, that you are now out of pages on page 140. 141, that is. If that is the case, that's why I told you to buy a 100-page sheet. But if that is the case, you're going to take notebook paper, cut it down to size, and add pages to your book in the back by gluing them straight through here. So add as many pages as you need, as many days as you need. Okay, so I'm going to turn to page 140 and label it 18.1 to 19.4. Is it volume and surface area? Surface area and volume. And we're going to do volume first. .1 to 19.4. Okay, so like I said, for whatever reason later you see it on the previous pages, don't pay attention to that. It is on page 140 and 141. Now let's actually get into the lesson itself. Show you how to put together your foldable that you should have. Okay, I've given you 3 pieces of paper, or there are 3 pieces of paper in your thing there. I'm going to stack these ever so carefully. Actually, let's do this. Let's start by cutting off from the bottom. Trust me on that. Cut it just so we're just under the words. Okay. And then I'm going to stack them ever so carefully. That's what I mean. I'm making a book, so just so the words are visible. Okay. Once I've done that, I'm going to take the top, fold it down. I'm going to need to cut some of those off as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's cut the other side, and then we'll try to fold it again. So I don't cut the words off. Alright, let's try again. Stack, stack, just barely, so I just see the words. And then stack and stack. Okay, now I'm going to fold it over. There we go. So it looks like this. Okay, and I'm going to fold it. Then I'm going to staple it. I don't want to staple too deep. I don't want to be able to open it. Just staple it twice, and then some will fit in our notebooks later. Nope. When we glue it in, which is going to be a while from now, but when we glue it in, we will be gluing it in sideways. Okay? So that will happen later, not today. We're not gluing any time today. Today we're going to start with volume of prisms and cylinders. So go ahead and open this up. Volume of prisms and cylinders. Now, you are very used to the volume of a prism, a rectangular prism, because the volume of a prism is just length times width times height, correct? But that only works for a rectangular prism, which is what we have here. For a prism, the formula is actually volume equals B times H, where B, big B, is the area of the base. Okay, so let's use that in example 1. All right, here's my base. The area of the base, 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, so volume is area of the base, 6, times the height, 4. So the volume for this example is 6 times 4, which is 24, inches cubed. We've got cubic inches now. I have to quit writing with that red pen for today. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, number 2. Find the volume. Here is something else you need to know. If I have something other than a rectangle, picking the base is literally picking whatever shape that is not a rectangle. So in this situation, this is the base. So I'm going to find the area of this base. The area of a triangle, 1/2 little b times h. I don't care about this at all right now. I'm finding the area of this triangle. So I have 1/2. The base of this triangle is 8. The height is 7. So the area of this triangle, which is going to be B, big B, 1/2, that's 4. 4 times 7 is 28. So the area of this base is 28 centimeters squared. The volume is big B, 28, times the height, 13. I need a calculator for that. I probably don't. 280, and then 28 times 3. 20 times 3 is 60. 8 times 3 is 24. 280 times 6 is plus 3 times whatever, 364 centimeters cubed. Okay, so the key is to find the area of the base and then multiply by the given height. All right, let's get another formula. And that's the formula of a cylinder. Now, technically, in case you want to know, a cylinder and a prism have the same formula, and you'll see what I mean in just a minute. The volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. Here's what I mean by it has the same formula. The area of a circle, or the area of a cylinder's base, is pi r squared. That's why it has the same formula technically. But the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. So let's do that on example 3. Now notice on example 3 it says use 3.14 for pi. You are only going to do that if it tells you to. If it does not, please don't. So volume equals pi 3.14 times r, 4.2, squared, times h, 7.5. If it does not say use 3.14, you're going to use the pi button, which in case you don't know, is right here, second and under clear. But anyway, it tells us to use the pi button, so that's what we're going to do. So I get, does it say to round? No. So we're going to write everything our calculator gave us. Millimeters squared. All right, that is how you find the volume of a prism or a cylinder. We will continue this later. We're going to have a video, a flap. Okay, so for now, I'm going to close this. I'm just going to slide it in my notebook.